Hello, welcome to a special edition of the Cleveland Browns Dawgpound South podcast, part of the Fanatical Elves Network, part of the Fans vs. Sports Network. I'm your host, Steve Gill, and it's Victory Friday, which is even better than Victory Christmas Monday, and it's also playoff bound Browns Day. How about that? How about that game? All right, let's talk about it a little bit. Joe Flacco is utterly amazing. Let me just give you some stats to show you how good he's been. Before Flacco came to the Browns, on offensive yards per play, the Browns were ranked 31st. You know, we all saw it. Watson was good, and then he got hurt, and then he was starting to get good again, and then he got hurt again. DTR rookie, can't really ask a lot from a fifth round. PJ Walker is just what PJ Walker is, a backup quarterback. But they were 31st. Now they're 8th. Offensive passing, team offensive passing going into this game. Now they'll probably remain the same. But before Flacco, they were 28th. Now they're first. They have the number one passing offense. I mean, Flacco, only NFL quarterback in his first 5 games to throw for 250 yards or more per game and multiple touchdowns. He's the list. Last night, and to show you how good Kevin Stefanski really is and should be the coach of the year, hands down. I'm sorry. Last week, he won a game without a punter and a kicker. This week, against a tough Jets defense, down his 2 best wide receivers, his number one, who had a career game, and then Moore goes out with a neck injury concussion. Let's hope he can come back for the playoffs. But Joe Flacco had 121 passing yards outside the pocket. That means when he did rollouts. That's a career high for him. I mean, to game plan for the 4 different types of quarterbacks, think about this. And people will argue, well, DTR is like Deshaun Watson. No, he's not. First, you got Deshaun Watson, former Pro Bowl quarterback. Then you've got PJ Walker, who's just a shorter version of Jacoby Brissett. Then you got DTR, a rookie, 5th round draft pick rookie. And then you bring in Joe Flacco, 15-year veteran who's going to be 39 next month. And the offense gets better. It's clicking. It's working. The running game in the first half worked. They were determined to run the ball. You run the ball, the play action works better. The play action works great because Joe Flacco is an expert at selling it. Did you see that one play action where he faked it with his left hand and still had the ball in his right hand? Then he rolled out backside and completes the pass. David Njoku. And let me remind Al Michaels, it's pronounced Njoku. Boy, he struggled with that all night. He even got Herb Street, who screwed up JOK's name after in the second half. But anyway, he's having a career year. So, defense, let's talk about him. Played great. Well, except the first drive, which is, they might have been a little hyped. Scripted drives by the offense. You saw the Browns do it. Jets came back and they did it. And then they adjusted. Okay? And they adjusted well. So Jets get a pick 6. That's not surprising. Browns give up a lot of turnovers. That's not surprising. Jets came into this game number 2 in takeaways. They are a very good defense. If you watch, their linebackers are incredibly talented. They can stop the run and they can go into coverage. Their secondary is just outstanding, and they apply pressure. But Flacco, again, gets out of it. So good to see Ronnie Hickman. How about him? Undrafted rookie free agent. pick six. That was the game changer right there. I'm sorry. I know a lot of fans were still sweating it out, thinking about last year's uh, week 2 matchup for the Jets where the Browns blew it. But then again, the Jets had Joe Flacco, who was 12-2 now in Cleveland Stadium. So I wasn't really worried about it. Yeah, it was in the back of my mind. But after that pick six, I went, okay, all I got to do is wait till the end of the game and celebrate. I'm not going to sit there during a game, and if Jerome Ford gets dropped behind the line of scrimmage for a 5-yard loss, I'm not going to sit there and yell at the TV, don't put him back in, keep him off the field. That's knee-jerk overreaction. I'm calm, I'm collected, and I like to enjoy the game. Yes, being a longtime Browns fan, we all know screwy things can happen, but I have confidence in this team. New kicker, missed an extra point, doesn't matter. But then he adjusted. He adjusted the way he kicked the ball so it would go more towards the center, worked perfectly. How about the new punter? Geez, he had a couple booms. Okay, let's just, and the reason he was signed is because he has punted for Bubba Ventrone before. Second half, after they lost Elijah Moore, you could tell that none of the wide receivers could get separation. Moore is like top 5 in separation, and Amari Cooper, he's just so smart that he can do just about anything. I was hoping to see more of Marquise Goodwin, but he did lay in that block on that rollout by Flacco, who hit Ford, who ran down after the Elijah Moore hit, ran down and scored the touchdown. He hit that block right at the goal line that got Jerome Ford in. Way to go. But after Moore went out, all the Jets had to do is sit back, play the run, and cover Njoku, and nobody stepped up. That's worrisome. But the Browns have 10 days to get their act together. I fully expect Amari Cooper to come back if they need to play in Cincinnati. They put their starters in. That I expect him to play that game. He was close to coming in, but it was a precautionary, and they kept him out. Offensive line did well again. Myles Garrett finally got a sack, and he had another 9 pressures, and he hit the quarterback a couple times. I love it when you hit the quarterback. What can you say about Shelby Harris? Blocked field goal. He's just amazing. He's having his best year. Jordan Elliott even comes up with a big stop, which was negated because the Browns couldn't get one guy off the field, but still, love to see it. The Browns are the best in the league in allowing other teams into the red zone. They allow opponents into the red zone 2.5 times a game. They only allowed the Jets in the red zone once, and guess what happened? They had to kick a field goal. I love it. Okay, so looking forward. Big game this Sunday, Miami at Baltimore. Luckily, because here in Nashville, the Titans are playing on Fox, the local CBS affiliate will be showing that game here. So I'm going to be glued to my TV. Baltimore, here it's simple for the Browns to still win the AFC North and still get the number 1 seed. All they have to do is beat Cincinnati, and Baltimore has to lose to Miami and Pittsburgh at home. Could happen. Miami, tough team to judge. They have trouble with good teams. They beat up on bad teams. But then again, the Tennessee Titans went down to Miami and beat them at home. So you never know what's going to happen with that team. They're fighting to stay ahead of Buffalo. That's their next game. Is after Baltimore is Buffalo, and that could be a deciding seeding game for Buffalo or Miami. So it's coming down to the last 2 weeks. Browns are already in. They're not going to get any worse than the 5th seed. They are locked into the number 1 wild card spot. And it's looking more and more likely, percentage-wise, that they are going to play the AFC South champion, which, a reminder, Kevin Stefanski has never lost to an AFC South team. The probability would be the Jaguars. They don't scare me. Sunshine doesn't scare me. Or at the Colts. They've already beaten the Colts at the Colts. At Houston, they've already beaten Houston at Houston. So I'm not afraid of any of those teams. And then when the first round's over, and by the way, Joe Flacco is like tied for the most playoff wins, road playoff wins with Tom Brady. I believe it's 7. So not worried about it. I believe the playoffs will reseed after the first week. So let's see what happens. Also, by the way, this is the first time Kevin Stefanski, as Browns head coach, has beaten an AFC East team. He's never beaten an AFC East team. Awesome. All right, so enjoy your Victory Friday. If you notice, I'm wearing a Christmas present from my wife. She bought this last time we went to the Middle Tennessee Browns Backers Bar. I love local swag. Browns Backers clubs have some of the best merchandise for sale. If you go to a Browns Backer bar, buy their merchandise. It supports them, and they all support charities. So I appreciate this. And of course, it's Buckeye game day, so I have to be my annoying Ohio State Buckeye fan here in Nashville, which I thrive on. Cotton Bowl may not mean a lot to a lot of people, but hey, it gives me a chance to see the Buckeyes play one more football game, and I'm always up for that. All right, so this has been the Cleveland Browns Dawgpound South podcast, part of the Fanatical Elves Network, part of the Fans First Sports Network. I hope everybody enjoys their Victory Friday, and most important, enjoy your weekend of college football and especially Sunday of pro football. Enjoy the games on New Year's Day, and everybody have a happy New Year. How can you not? The Browns made the playoffs again. Oh, one last thing. I mentioned Al Michaels earlier. He wasn't as annoying as he usually was. I didn't have to mute the TV, although I could do about talking about the dog for 10 minutes while the Browns are trying to make the playoffs at home. That was a little annoying. And don't get me wrong, I'm a dog lover. I have a dog. But hey, guys, this is something special going on in the city of Cleveland. And also, second time in 21 years. How about second time in 4 years? Why don't we mention that? How about that? That would be nice. But anyway, enjoy your Victory Friday. I know I'm going to. I'll have a Dawgpound South blog out later today. I didn't write one on Christmas because it was Christmas. But I'll have one out later today. So look for that at dawgpoundsouth.net. Everybody enjoy your weekend. Happy New Year. And let's all go Browns.